10 full-length albums across 20 plus years and the second LP in less than 2 years, Trivium have made a legacy in both traditional and unconventional ways. After all that time, Matt Heafy and company still have a fire to go into the studio, write, practice, and perform live. That is impressive. Even more impressive when they all make time for massive streams on Twitch, which Trivium is proving to now own also. Whether it's on stage or on Twitch, Trivium have been cruising over the past few years. Since the start of shutdown last year, though, there are two names that I feel have been working endlessly to keep creating and working non-stop in heavy music: Poppy and Trivium. It's an impressive work ethic, and Trivium did it while getting their Call of Duty time in as well. That's impressive. In the Court of the Dragon, running 52 minutes across 10 tracks, is a concept album with the band's own created mythology and letting the listener make their own connections with what they hear. Pulling in many inspirations and trying to make their own story and world, Matt Heafy said about the album, "As far as the meaning goes, there is no right or wrong answer. I want people to come up with their own interpretations of everything they hear, see, and experience on In the Court of the Dragon. Dragons, war, revenge, fire, bloodshed, it's all covered in Trivium's 10th album. On top of that, this album is proof that Trivium has been on a massive roll over the last 5 years, and it's continuing due to the band's reinvention in writing. And now in 2021, there's a new story and theme that really brings something different for the group. The Sin and the Sentence and What the Dead Men Say have unique qualities, and In the Court of the Dragon stands out more for them due to the writing. In short, Trivium made a Dungeons & Dragons album." That's not meant as an insult either, but the lyrics for the album and the flow of everything ranging from war and battles to a courtroom that has a dragon devouring people, yeah, this is D&D metal. Not what I was expecting, but by no means am I upset by it either. Looking back at the history of metal, there are a lot more dragons being sang about than most other genres in music anyway. The title track was the first single, and the song kicks the door down with some big drum blasts and Matt screaming loud. This is how you grab attention right off the bat, and the speed change halfway through turns the song into a big sounding rush. The story of the album is set with everything going up in flames to the sounds of guitar shredding. There's a lot going on here, but it all works. Feast of Fire was the second single and continues the theme, this time having lyrics about survival, crawling through the Feast of Fire. Matt sounds strong in this performance, and much more of a traditional format is followed here with some deep bass from Paolo. They try to give a big hook with the chorus, but it's not as memorable as something like last year's Catastrophist. However, it's still a fine song. The Phalanx followed and was made working as a theme for Elder Scrolls Online, and yeah, this absolutely makes sense when you think about Elder Scrolls and everything involved with this album. This is a swelling, monumental album closer, and I love it. It's a climactic ending with big sequences and everyone in Trivium sounding like they're cutting loose with the final moments of the album. These three songs are a good base on what to expect with your D&D metal. Dragons, fire, the Phalanx, guitar solos, huge drumming, long tracks. It's definitely Trivium trying to branch out a little, and it works. This is something wild and aggressive, and I feel the songs specifically were made with a design to be performed on big stages. Like a Sword Over Damocles follows the title track and has a strong delivery in the chorus with some good speed and motion. I feel like this is what Feast of Fire was trying to accomplish, but this track does it better. The guitar riffs are killer, and there is such a progression that you feel like you don't have a second to breathe. The song goes by fast. I love this track, and I really hope to hear it live someday. A Crisis of Revelation is another track with a huge rhythm section. I truly feel that when Alex Bent joined the group a few years ago, it was that final piece that jolted Trivium's sound back into the forefront. The song itself is another exceptionally well-performed track, and instrumentally, it's great. The breakdown does take you a bit out of the flow, but the song still delivers as a whole. The Shadow of the Abattoir is one of the longer songs that tries to set a tone with the intensity, the story, build up between segments, slick guitars. It's all good. I do feel that the length of the track at over 7 minutes does feel longer than it needs to be, and some of the sound has already been done in previous tracks. That being said, it's still a slaughter. No Way Back Just Through works with the chorus hook and singing No Way Back repeatedly, and that does get in your head pretty easily. It does fit the same description as Feast of Fire in trying to fit a solid format, however, and I feel this isn't anything out of the ordinary for Trivium. Fantastically performed, but there are bigger standouts in the Court of the Dragon. Fall Into Your Hands, the album's longest song, is a mammoth performance and is a big connecting piece for the story. The song feels distinct, not unlike a 3-act play with completely separate parts. The guitar work from Matt and Corey shine and is undeniably the standout here. It's not a song to take lightly though, as you really need to be prepared before hitting play on this almost 8-minute juggernaut. Finally, From Dawn to Decadence seems like the perfect appetizer leading up to the Phalanx. Matt's singing is powerful and clear. Decent chorus, good groove in the verses, and goes by quickly in a metal assault that does not let up for a second. To be fair, most of the album doesn't let up at all either. First off, the whole D&D metal thing was a joke. I know there are many power metal nerds very upset that I made that joke without referencing their own favorite band in that genre that also sings about dragons. Just relax, we're talking about Trivium now. Second, In the Court of the Dragon was something I did not expect from the band through concept and how quickly it came out after last year's What the Dead Men Say. Honestly, the quality presented is still extremely high, and Trivium keep churning out good material. While I wish there was a better standout single or song with instant replay value, the total package is still great. Overall, In the Court of the Dragon excels in true metal fashion with blistering guitar work and drumming, all surrounding a new mythos written by extremely creative musicians who refuse to slow down. Another strong showing from Trivium, filled with songs that are destined to rile up a crowd. Grab your favorite acts, medieval or six-stringed, and find out why Trivium are still cruising along 20 years in. What did you think of In the Court of the Dragon? Leave a comment and let everyone know. Big thanks to my patrons and a special thanks to Chris Doman. You can have a say in upcoming videos, get weekly new music playlists, and see videos early by supporting Rocked on Patreon. Click the link in the video description for more info. Please subscribe and ring the bell to get notified on upcoming videos, and you can keep up to date with Rocked on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I was fortunate to see Trivium twice this year, and I really feel that Matt Heafy does such a good job with massive festival crowds. He knows exactly what to say to get people moving and make sure everyone is having a good time. I wish more metal bands had that trait when performing live.